You guys might ask me, even know what's going on in your own movie? I gotta be honest, I had no clue why I was even in this thing. But after about 30 minutes, I knew it was gonna be alright. What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. What the heck did I just watch? Serenity, starring Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway. That's the thing, I don't know how you market a movie like this because it's so insane, it's so out there, and I will get into all of that in the review. If you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the film and then give you guys my score. Let's talk about Serenity. So the mysterious past of a fishing boat captain comes back to haunt him when his ex-wife tracks him down with a desperate plea for help, putting his life in a new reality that may not be all that it seems. This movie is directed by Steven Knight, and like I said, there is a lot of talent in here. You have Matthew McConaughey, a guy that I absolutely love. When the McConaissance was going on and he had movies like Mud and Dallas Buyers Club, I'm sitting there like, this guy is owning Hollywood right now. And then he goes and wins an Oscar. How in the world can he make a bad decision at this point? Not even McConaughey. You have Anne Hathaway, Diane Lane, you have Jason Clarke who pops up. I literally said this, a trailer came on before this movie and Jason Clarke was in the trailer and I told my brother, I'm like, this guy pops up in every film, and sure enough, he pops up in this movie. I had no clue. And like I said, the marketing, I've seen a few trailers, not really anywhere but in front of the movies that I've watched in theaters, so it's not really been marketed heavily. Is it because they were afraid of the response they were going to get, or is it because they just didn't know how to market a movie like this? Because once we dive into this plot, once we get into what this film is actually about, and I'll talk about the reveal here in a bit without spoilers as much as I possibly can, but I don't even want to get there yet. I want to start at the beginning of the movie when we get an obligatory flashback. At the main beginning, I'm sitting there like, okay, the filmmaking style, it's very weird so far. We jump into the film, they're playing epic music and crazy shots, and they're trying to make you feel this sense of urgency that I just wasn't feeling, and then we start this overuse of cuts. It's cutting from here to there and there, and I'm just like, okay, the editing's weird, the filmmaking's weird, I'm still intrigued on what the plot is going to be, but the more I watch of this film, the more I'm getting frustrated, and the more I'm getting concerned for where it's headed. And then you take a look at the dialogue. In the first 25 minutes of this movie, the dialogue is so out there and ridiculous. And I'm not even talking about the giant thing that happens later on the movie. I'm just talking about the simple conversations when he's talking to Djimon Hounsou's character, who is also in this movie. I forgot about that. The dialogue is so unnatural. Ever since your wife died, we ain't got Jack. It's like, what's the point of a comment like that? It comes out of nowhere, and it gives you no sense of backstory with any of the characters. They just bring up all of these tragic things that happen in people's past, and none of it is relevant. Then in comes Anne Hathaway's character, and the first thing she says is, "Good to see you, John." From the editing to the camera movements to the music, it didn't fit. It's like scene after scene after scene, we'd get one genre here, we'd get another genre here. Here it's trying to be this romantic film. Here it's trying to be this thriller and drama. And then we just go full-blown sci-fi. And when it tried to be this romantic drama, it didn't work because I just didn't buy the chemistry between Anne Hathaway and Matthew McConaughey. They are good actors in their own right, and they did shine at times in this film, especially McConaughey. Was he over the top sometimes? Yes, very over the top. There were certain scenes, I'm like, he's overcooking it, he's overdoing it. This is the McConaughey that I didn't appreciate as much before the McConaissance. Can we revert back to when he's good? Their chemistry's awful. It felt like they didn't know each other. They had never met before, and this is not really a spoiler, but spoilers, they had met before, but the first 2 or 3 scenes with him, you're like, okay, do they know? They do? Okay. But this is all, you could say these are all nitpicks. Austin, you're looking too far, you're looking too deep into the movie, and you're just nitpicking these minor things. We don't look at the script, we don't care about the dialogue. What we care about, are we entertained, are we sucked into this story? And I'm here to tell you, first off, there is a huge reveal in this movie, and it makes everything that you have been watching or you just watched not what it seems. Ooh, that's the mystery, that's Serenity. But guess what? I figured it out. 30 minutes into the film, I looked at my brother, I said, I know what's happening. And he looked right back at me and he said, that makes a lot of sense. And then something happens in the movie and these really hardcore hints start to be dropped, and he looks at me and he goes, "You're right." And then all is revealed. We both looked at each other and said, "That's it." Now, how does this make sense? You don't believe I figured it? Hey, Josh, come in here. All right, this is my brother. Josh, say hi. Josh, did I figure out the reveal in the movie?
Yes.
Yes, I did. Okay, and tell them, did it make any sense to you once this plot began to be unraveled to the audience?
No.
No, it did not. Thank you, Josh.
I'm good at it.
Josh, before you go, what's one word to describe this movie?
Bananas.
Bananas. This film is bananas. It's insane in every way you can possibly imagine. It reaches and it tries and it wants to do something spectacular. And at the end, the final scene of the movie, it wants to leave you on this very heavy emotional note. But the more you think about this plot and the more you try to piece it all together in your brain, I'm just like, none of this makes any sense. And they drop these subtle hints throughout the movie. Oh, this is where we're going. This is the direction we're leaning in, this and blah and blah. It's not good that I know what's going on, but if I didn't know what was going on, I would really not enjoy what's happening on screen. And I feel like a lot of audience members are just going to either be lost or frustrated. And that's not what you want with a movie like this. And when we get to the reveal, it's not even an organic reveal. The entire thing is spelled out for you. And I said they drop all of these subtle hints throughout the movie, but instead of letting the audience figure it out, they just do this massive exposition dump at the end of the movie. It's like, oh, the audience thinks they're figuring it out. Well, here, and here. There you go. Everything you need to know. We just told you exactly what we dropped all of these subtle hints for throughout the movie. It's like, why did you even do that? If you were going to tell me everything, why try to make me think that I could figure this out? And guess what? I figured it out and it still didn't make any sense. The twist, the reveal, because there are so many things that go into it that the filmmakers and everyone writing and involved with this movie just didn't think of. Because of that, it makes me feel like they think their audience is dumb. It's like, oh, they don't care what's happening here. They're not gonna think too hard about it. We're gonna give them all of this really cool stuff. You know, the cool stuff that the millennials love? They're gonna love this twist. They're gonna love this reveal because it's cool, it's hip, it's modern. They're gonna love when Anne Hathaway says, "Yes, Daddy." They're gonna love this deep and profound message that we are giving them. And then the end, the final scene, it's this heartwarming, emotional thing. I'm not gonna say who or why or how, not that you care, but they do that to try to make you think, the ending was really heartfelt. Well, I left on this emotional high. That must mean I enjoyed the movie, right? They try to trick you. They try to fake you and make you think you like the movie, and then you start to think about everything prior to that scene, and it's just like, nope. I'm going to give Serenity a 32%, and I know I'm making some people mad right now that really appreciated what they were going for, and I'm not saying the concept was bad, but for me, my personal taste, the execution just did not work. The filmmaking, the dialogue, all of that fell completely flat. I still love these actors and actresses. I can't wait to see what they do next, but Serenity was the typical and prime example of a January movie for me, a movie that gets shuffled so many times, moves release dates, barely any marketing. The marketing that it does have is completely and utterly misleading, and then the film comes out and just disappoints. That's all it did for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you've watched Serenity, I'm so sorry. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. If you liked it, that's okay. If you didn't like it, you're in my camp. Let's roast marshmallows together.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, what?
Why wasn't Matthew McConaughey driving a Lincoln?
Josh, there were no Lincolns.
Why wasn't he in a Lincoln?
He
was in a Jeep.
I can't answer that question.
A Lincoln.
He wasn't a Jeep, but he wasn't in a Lincoln. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Tomorrow morning, I will be back with another Netflix review, Young Justice, a brand new Netflix series. A lot of things coming down the pipeline. Hopefully they're better than this, and I will catch you very soon.